We back here in Vedauwoo campgrounds. Took us a while, but we got far enough away from the highway that we didn't hear the highway noise anymore. But yeah, time to cook some dinner and get some shut-eye. I'm tired. Well, here we are in the wind-swept plains of Wyoming. Ever fails to disappoint, I guess. Every time I head up here, southern Wyoming, always pretty fair amount of wind. It's kind of a cool landscape. It's I mean, looking around, right, it looks a little bit like home, a little bit like Colorado. Pines. And it actually reminded me quite a bit of Colorado when we were hunting for a campsite last night. Yeah, just on time. It was a Sunday night when we drove in after visiting the Ames Brothers Monument there. And we were like, you know what? Most people should be headed home by now, right? Most people got to work, right? It seems. But yeah, almost every campsite for miles was occupied, so it seems like a common theme. It's just so many people trying to escape it all, I guess you could say. Get out into nature. It was a good thing, but geez, it's a struggle, man, lately, trying to find any place good to kind of get away from people, right? Like that's usually my objective when I come out to the wild, out into nature, to go camping, camp excursion. I don't want to be butted right up next to a neighbor, like, back at home, basically. But yeah, it's a pretty rocky, piney landscape. It's fairly flat. You can see these campers down there, maybe. Yeah, not too far from us, but far enough. But yeah, just really, I guess the biggest difference is the horizon line. It's almost like being out on the plains in Colorado, but it's got a little bit more hills and pine. And that fair amount of wind, of course, right? Wyoming. Windy Wyoming. This should be the state slogan. But they say there is a lot of, there has been a lot of like Neolithic points, arrowhead, spearhead, whatever, discovered out here now. As much as place has been picked over, it's probably highly unlikely. But me, being the treasure hunter that I am, if you notice, I'm always kind of staring down at the ground because I don't know, I guess nothing gets me more excited than finding a arrowhead undisturbed for thousands of years, right? But neighbor. Nice little camper. It's good size. Left his air vent open. Yeah, it's probably pretty bad audio quality right now with all the wind. I don't have a dead cat on my mic, so yeah, I just thought I'd show you around, check out the views. This is what it looks like off Vedauwoo Road. Little campsites up here, and pretty sure there's some ATV trails around here. That's why we brought the four-wheeler with us this time. Do a little riding. We haven't done it all year. We just got the ATV fix. Yeah, it's windy. It's windy and it's September, right? So it's a little chilly. I'm this far away from wearing a coat. I'm not quite there yet, though. I won't show you, but I still got on my sleeping pants. They're really thin too. They're not like joggers or anything. Little comfies. And the wind is passing right through them, trust me. Anyway, so there's a little update. Here's the rig. There's the campsite. Up to do a little exploring. I've been looking up on the phone the whole time this morning. Some of the different history around here. There's so much history wherever you go, you know, if you look for it. Yeah, the Transcontinental Railroad, Union Pacific Railroad Company, all these little mining towns that popped up everywhere. Encampment is one little, almost a ghost town. There's still people living there, but there's a museum there with a bunch of neat old buildings, and yeah, just and there was so much corruption back then, by the way. Between the Ames brothers, you know, bribing the politicians to get bills passed, to this other guy, I forgot his name, but he owned the main mine over there in Encampment, Grand Encampment they tried to call it, and then they had to change the name for the post office or something like that. But yeah, this guy owned the mine, and what was it? The stock company pumped up the stock, made a fortune, and ran basically right before the whole town came crashing down, turned into a ghost town. I mean, nothing changes, right? And human nature definitely hasn't changed any in the last several thousand years, right? Whew. But yeah, it's chilly up here. Kind of cool rock formations everywhere you look. Nice little campsites everywhere you look. Yeah, it's Wyoming. Windy, Wyoming. Jeez. Nice little fire pit, eh? Nice little fire pit. Somebody constructed for us. Not sure if we'll have a fire or not, especially not in these winds. But yeah, human nature hasn't changed any. You know, the monopoly men are still monopoly men, and you know, everybody's backbiting, backstabbing, trying to get the most out of this life while they can. And some people have no moral compass apparently, and they'll do whatever they can, ruin the lives of others as long as they get themselves ahead, right? On top of the little dung pile before they're quickly rotting in their graves. So it's just kind of interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna get back inside. This wind is killing me. Legs are freezing. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Check back in a bit. We're out here in the middle of nowhere, searching for possible ATV trails. Found this cool little beaver pond. really. Looks like I might have spotted some evidence of a beaver. There's your beaver evidence. Been quite a busy beaver. It's pretty neat. So we've gone from man's great achievements, right? Like the Transcontinental Railroad back there, monument, to industrious little beaver, what he's capable of doing all by himself. Won't succeed the first time. Try again. It's like he toppled the tree the first time, and he had to finish her off there in the end. Took him 2 tries. It's pretty funny. And these beavers have some chompers on them, don't they? Chomp. So they got those 2 big buck teeth. They can do some a little destructive on the forest. I guess when they're done, and the beaver is finally satisfied, doing what he's been scripted to do, which is build these little monuments of why do they do it again? For a fish hatchery? It's just what popped into my mind. Like, why does a beaver need a dam, you know? Why does a beaver need to make a pond?
The main body of it is built of boulders. On the downstream side, it's been lined with logs, some of them big and quite heavy, and on this side, it's been packed with mud and vegetation. It's been built so accurately that it is to within a few inches horizontal across its entire length of about 150 yards from one side to the other. And the lake it's created stretches upstream for almost a mile. So important is their dam to them that if they detect the slightest leak, usually by hearing the sound of trickling water, they start repair work immediately. Maintaining the water at a high level brings the beavers several advantages, one of which is that it floods the surrounding woodlands and so enables them to swim in safety to their main source of food. Here they can use their sharp incisor teeth to strip off the bark from a fallen tree trunk and nibble at it while still being close enough to water to slip away should a bear or a mountain lion turn up. At one side of the lake stands their lodge, a fortress built of branches and boulders that's so strong that not even a bear could break into it. The only entrance is through tunnels that open underwater, and the beavers take refuge here whenever they are alarmed.
I don't know. Shows how ignorant I am, I guess, about certain things, but yeah, this one looks pretty fresh right here. These little wood chippings. Look at those Teeth marks. So funny. Man, they must have a bite, huh? And they chop it just like a lumberjack. Downhill, right? The tree goes and goes the way he wants it to go. Towards the pond. You can see. They're all kind of cut at an angle with a wedge going downhill. It's pretty interesting. So that beaver is smarter than some lumberjacks that I know. Shouldn't be allowed 20 feet from the nearest chainsaw. I'm sure you can find plenty examples of tree downings gone wrong on YouTube. People that didn't know how to cut a tree down the right way.
Here it goes, and it's going the wrong way! Oh my gosh! Well, I don't think I got that, but that was not good at all. We just took out half the house. It is!
Right, look. You get high.
They stack a bunch of twigs and they pack some mud down, and there's their little dam. It's not 100% efficient, but gets the job done, right? It kind of contributes to the local ecosystem inadvertently. Maybe that's part of the design by the beavers. Instructed to do what the beaver does. Look at how he used that bush as a natural barrier. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of built around that little bush. Very boggy around here. Yeah, there's your beaver dam.